Welcome to Mom's Kitchen Lessons. Today we're going to be making vegetable soup. This is a really easy, yummy vegetable soup that you can also add matzo balls to. It's a really good base for matzo balls. So what I've already done is roughly chopped some celery, carrots, and onions into big pieces. And you can do them as small or as big as you like. I like to do them on this sort of like diagonal cut. I think it looks cool. And then I've roughly chopped parsley, and I'm just going to put it in. Now again, like every other recipe you've heard me do on YouTube, I don't measure anything. So I just threw in, it depends how big your carrots are. So I had carrots that weren't that big this time, so I did 4 of them because they were pretty small. And then I did, I think 2 or 3 celeries. The celery was big. That was enough. And it was 1 onion. I see there's a little bit of a stem here. I'm just going to cut this, like the stem end of the onion. I'm just going to cut that off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this with broth. And then when it's finished, I'm going to put in some more fresh parsley. I always do that. I did that on the last video too. This is parsley. This is not broccoli. I'm gonna chop up some more parsley for when it's done, because this will cook down and this is gonna get, really cooked and kind of brownish. And when I have it, I like to put fresh parsley on top of it right when I'm gonna eat it. So I'll probably chop up some more parsley for when it's done. This is the broth I'm using. It's let me show you in a better where you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, this happens to be the vegetable stock that I like to use for this kind of soup. Each different soup I make, I like specifically different kinds of broth depending on what it is, but this is the one I like for this particular version of this vegetable soup. So we are going to, oops, my thumb is in there. I'm just going to shake this up. This is a 32-ounce box of unsalted vegetable broth. So I am going to add salt and pepper to this because it needs salt because it's unsalted. It'll get all of the soup will get all its flavor from this trinity of onions, celery, and carrots. Also, the beauty of these boxes is they go right in the recycle bin. Yay! Now that was 32 ounces, and that is a very hearty stock. So what I do is I add equal parts water. So I'm going to get 32 ounces of water. That's 16 ounces. I'm going to put another 16 ounces in, because as it cooks, some of the water is going to boil off. Okay, so that's the water that I've added to it. So it's equal parts soup and water. And then I'm just going to put in some salt. Again, I don't measure, and I might need to add salt when it's finished because I don't want to over salt it. You can always add more, but you can't take away. And then I'm going to just get some pepper in here. Just a little bit of pepper, not too much. Unless you like it spicy, then you can put as much as you want. So really, again, the way I always tell you to cook is to do it the way you like it. Do it to taste. All right, so I'm gonna now, I keep blocking the camera. I am going to move this over to the stove. So we are gonna go over here to the stove. Of course, I can't get this to be the right way because it's blocking the, there we go. Oh, there's potatoes over there getting ready to, those potatoes are getting ready to go in the oven. They had some bad spots on them, so you can see that there's cut off some things. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on the burner, and I'm gonna put it on 8 to get it going because I want to get it boiling. And then as soon as it boils, starts to boil, I'm gonna turn it down to a simmer, and I'm gonna let it simmer until the carrots are the softness that I want them for soup. I'll use a fork to check on them. And when it's done cooking, I will see you back here for the next video to show you the finished product. It's going to be delicious. Also, I made some wild rice today, so I think when we have this soup tonight, I may put some of the rice in with this soup in each bowl. And I like to keep the broth separate from whatever I'm adding into it. If you put noodles or rice or whatever in the broth and then you don't finish it and you put it in the refrigerator, those things soak up the broth. So I like to keep whatever I want to add in separate. So if it was going to be pasta, I'd keep it separate. If it was going to be rice, I'd keep it separate, whatever, matzo balls. And then you just put them in when you're ready to actually have your meal. So this will start to boil and I will see you back here after it's done. See you then.